One. Come on. Three. Ow. 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 One. Come on.
Well, hello. It's Kevin, KevinKolbe.com, and this is a brand new episode of Behind the Live. So here's what happened. I was looking down at my stream deck, and I punched my camera and realized, oh, the countdown's still going. But hey, what are we talking about today? We are going to be talking about why you should be going live, or are you going live? I mean, I got to tell you, there's some folks out there that are just like, you talk about going live, and they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm scared. Things are going to happen. But in today's Behind the Live, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you really ought to be thinking about going live, especially for your business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're doing a startup. I mean, they are so many ways to go live. And by the way, let me tell you right now, if you have not subscribed to my channel or Ecamm Live, see, we do this show together. It's actually multicasting, and we're going to talk about that as one of the reasons too with Ecamm Live. It is powered by Ecamm Live, and today, one of the other reasons I'm excited, somebody is going to win 1 free year of Ecamm Live. Okay, I'm okay. 1 free year. Look, Ecamm Live to me is the absolute best platform to live stream on. It is a Mac-only platform, so if you're on a PC, other than praying for you, I might suggest you get a Mac. Seriously, it is a phenomenal platform. It is my go-to platform, and it does more than live. But later in the show, I'm going to tell you how you, my friend, can win a 1-year free subscription, no strings attached, to Ecamm Live. But you got to stick around for that. Hey, my buddy, you do it. Who's your daddy? Well, that's a different show. Thanks for dropping in, man. But again, I am Kevin, and I'm so glad you're here. So this is a little show that we do, and now it's going weekly, called Behind the Live. And the whole point of the show is to help you get into live and think about live streaming. And look, this isn't really targeted to the big live streamers. Like a buddy of mine just shared a clip of a video, and this guy has the most insane studio I've ever seen in my life. In fact, I had to stop watching it. It was intimidating me, and I've been live streaming a long time. But if you are new to live streaming, if you're kind of stuck on live streaming, if you don't really know what to do, that's what this show is about, and I am really glad you're here. Now, at any time while you're watching this on live or later in the playback, drop a comment, say hey, and let us know where you're from. And if you got any comments about Ecamm Live or anything I'm going to talk about, let me know. And one of the things I always like to do is, I'm going to share my reasons like today you should go live, but if you have a tip, drop it in the comment, because the more that we engage with each other, if I can speak, the more we're going to learn from each other. So let me share a stat that if hopefully you don't stop watching now, so don't take this the wrong way. But hopefully if you only remember one thing, I want you to check out this stat. And this is from Tech Jury, 80% of consumers prefer to watch live video from a brand rather than read a blog. Now think about that. And look, guys, I'm not knocking blogs. I've had a blog. I like blogging. But think about this. If you've got a product, if you've got a business, if you've got a nonprofit, if you've got something you want to say, look at that stat. 80% of people would rather watch the video than read the blog. Now, I know a lot of times, we talk about, taking your video and doing the transcript and putting it on there. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that also will help Google with SEO. We're not going to get into all that today because, quite honestly, there's people smarter about it than me. But if you think about it, one of the reasons I go to YouTube, I go to YouTube for a lot of reasons. I go to be entertained and I go to find things. So let's say, for example, I've got to fix my sink. Let's say my sink is leaking, right? So I've got two options. I can go online and I can try and find a blog and it'll walk me through the steps, or I can go to YouTube and type in how to fix a leaky sink. And my gut is I'm going to have a gazillion responses, and then I can watch the video and I can even look at which one is shorter and things like that. Yeah, so if you are hesitant about getting into video, if you're really hesitant about getting into live video, remember this stat. 80% of people would rather watch the live video than read the blog. And that is what we are talking about today. The 5 reasons, at least the 5 that I think, that you need to be thinking about live streaming. You see a lot of folks in the house. Clifton Brantley, PixZR, Eileen Smith. If you don't know Eileen Smith, I'd like to know who you are, because I was telling her the other day, we need to start a whole new thing, like, where in the world is Eileen streaming today? Phenomenal person. We said you'd do it. Susan Douglas is there. And again, I just want to go back to that stat. She was saying interesting stat. This is not to rag on blogs, but when it comes down to the format of choice, podcasts are great, but video rules. And I'm gonna share some reasons why. By the way, who would like to win a free 1-year subscription to Ecamm Live? I'll just wait. Ecamm Live's even saying, hey. So in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you, how you can win a 1-year subscription. And and you're really going to, the only reason I was here is I thought it was a blog. Joshua Harrell saying video rules. You're right, dude. It does. All right, so let's dive into some of the reasons why you need to be considering live streaming. You ready? Here's one. It's easier to produce. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the interweb, I have been doing video for a long time. I even got into it when it was tape, not digital. And there's going to be some people that would have to say, wait a minute, what? Yeah, it was actually on tape. And I love editing. I love, shooting the video and putting it together. Love editing. I've been editing for years and years and years, and I enjoy it. I did it when I was in television. I do it for myself. I do it for clients. But it is actually easier to produce a live stream. Now, I'm not about to say that you don't have to put any thought into it or any effort. And some of you may go, yeah, I know, Kevin, we've seen your live streams before. And that would hurt, but I brought it on. But if you think about this, you can literally do a little. So like the graphic that you see right now, I actually created inside Ecamm. Now I had a lot of options. I could have done it in Final Cut Pro. I could have done it with one of my plugins. I could have done it in Canva. I'm a huge Canva fan. I know other folks use Keynote. I created this right there. So I had my notes and I created, you could say it's like a bullet point or something like that. So when you look at a live stream, it can be easier to produce a show. It can be easier to produce, to give a product. You can really strip it down to just what do you need? What do you need? And at some point, I'll and we may do this in another show. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see more of a behind the scenes of my setup. Now, I'm changing my lights this weekend because that's what people like me do. But my whole live streaming setup, this doesn't count internet, doesn't count my Mac, but just like my camera, my lights, my stream deck, what am I missing? My mic, The arm for my mic is around about $1,000 to $1,200. Now I realize that's not cheap, and there's variations of that. Like I just upgraded to the big monster. See, that's another thing about live. The big monster Stream Deck, right? Which hopefully still works. It's gonna actually make another one of my points here. But you don't need a Stream Deck this big. You can get by with a smaller Stream Deck, right? So that's one reason. Another reason, it's more immediate. So what do I mean by that? I don't know. I just made these up. I'm just joking. So when you go live, when you hit that, I got to tell you, I've been doing live for a long time. Now, I started out years ago in radio, and then I got into television. And so radio's kind of always been my first love. And I love, but I still love TV or I love the video audio part of it. So even on radio, when I would hit that mic and it was on, it's immediate. When you live stream, it's immediate. And let me tell you again, I'm not knocking produced video. I think there's times to do both. I mean, I still on my YouTube channel, by the way, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to it, and the Ecamm channel. I still produce videos every week and I live stream. But when you go back to, let's go back to reason 2. When you go back to it about it's immediate, when you hit that button, wherever you live stream, Facebook, YouTube, I do think YouTube is the best. Periscope, Twitter, LinkedIn Live, good luck there, or other places, it is just immediate. Now, here's the funny thing. You ready? Do you ever use Zoom? Not for recording. Do you ever do something live on Zoom? You ever do Google Meets, Google Hangout? Guess what? Ready? Come here. That's live streaming. Yeah. So when you are going live and you're streaming, you're live streaming. So if the fear of going live and streaming was holding you back, and you've ever gone live on Zoom, you've live streamed. So check that one off the box. Don't have to be worried about that anymore. And by the way, I'm gonna check over here a couple of times. So if you have any questions or anything, yes. So Clifton is saying, that's what I keep wondering. Why is my live so easy, but if I plan a video to edit and whatever, I can never get the content like I want it? Dude, that is a great point. In fact, let me see. One of these will play into that. It's more authentic. So, just a second ago, when I was showing you my Stream Deck, and if you missed that, I invite you to go back and watch. The whole bottom of it fell off, and that's because I thought it was one piece, not two. When you're live streaming, things can happen. I hope Katie Fox with Ecamm doesn't mind me sharing this. I don't have the video, but was it last show she was on? And even though we'd rehearsed, when I took her camera, she had stepped away to get a mic cord or something like that. That was on me, not her. But it was real, and it was a moment. So when you have a business or a brand, here's the thing. Just go with me a second. When you call somebody, do you still do this? When you call somebody, you call a business, and you have to go through like a gazillion options in the phone tree just to talk to an AI and leave a message. But when you call somebody and they pick up, that's authentic. Live can do that because anything can happen in a live. And look, I realize sometimes that bad things happen in a live. I know that. But if the fear of going live is the fear that something may go wrong, welcome to life. I've woken up and the refrigerator's out. Things have happened that. I've had a bad hair day. Not very many. It's 2 or 3. But when you go live, you're more authentic. You can be yourself. I'm not saying you should just hit live and be unprepared and go. But, if you have a business that is just stiff and and it's just not that playful, and you're wondering how a better way of connecting with your customers or potential customers, go live and talk to them. A lot of times what I will coach people in video, and I think this applies to live too, they're so afraid. See if this is you. They're so afraid of going live. They're so afraid of video that they're just, they don't know what to do. And what I always tell them is, then they don't even know what to do. Do your first video on why you're doing it. Be honest. Hey, this kind of makes me nervous when I do this, and put it out there. Forget the trolls. You're going to have them anyway. I think you're going to have more people love on you. I'll tell you this right now. I absolutely get jazzed and a little every time I go live. Every time I go live, and the things going through my head are like, okay, am I going to remember what I was talking about? Am I going to, well, it's usually just that. What am I going to look? I got over what I'm going to look like a long time ago. But there's a authenticity, a realness with live that you can't hide behind a perfectly edited video. I don't know that this is true, but this is a grander scale. So, have you seen the movie The Shining, the original? Did they do a miniseries? This is with Stanley Kubrick did it, Jack Nicholson. I've always heard this story. If it's not true, don't tell me, because it's it's a great analogy. But evidently, there's a scene where Jack Nicholson is just going to walk across a road. That's all he's got to do. Walk across a road, has no lines or anything like that. According to the story, they shot that one take 80 times. Now, I've always wondered what looked different on like take 72 than take 80. But my point is, when you see The Shining, assuming that clip even made it, that scene even made it, it looks polished and it's color corrected and it all looks wonderful, and you don't see the mics hiding, even though I do love bloopers. Absolutely love bloopers. So there is a point about polished video, but if I'm doing a video on the reasons why you should go live, I can cut out my ums and uhs, and I can tighten things up, and I can pop in and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. But when you go live, it's like opening the, can I say this? It's like opening the doorway to your soul. Seriously though, it's just a way to be authentic. And I'm telling you right now, call me crazy if you want, but I think people are dying for that. They're craving for authenticity. Do that, will you? Another reason number 4, it's less expensive. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Kevin, you just told us a few minutes ago that the rough total on all your live setup is like, it's like $1,100, $1,200. And I get that's not cheap, but here's the thing. I don't need all of that. I can go live, you ready for this? With my phone. Oh, no, shut up. No, you can. You can go live with the cord. You plug it in, and this can be your webcam. In fact, there's a video I did, and if I remember, I'll try and link it back. It's on my YouTube channel about how to use your iPhone as a webcam. There's even an app which you'll need something, but I think the app I use is $3, $4. It's called Shoot Clean Camera Feed. You can also use, if you've heard, Filmic Pro. So think about that. You don't want to buy a tripod? Put it up against a book. I mean, there's so many ways you could do that. Now, I do think you need to think about your audio and think about lighting. But, if you feel like it's way too much money to live stream, it actually can be less expensive to live stream than do any other form of video. I'd like to know what you think about that. All right, you ready? Number 5. You can reach more people faster. I mentioned Eileen Smith is on here. Love Eileen. I don't know that there's a platform Eileen doesn't stream on. So what do I mean by this? Well, right now, by going live, this show Behind the Live is multicasting on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. And the Ecamm Live channel. Please subscribe. At the same time. Really? So, now I've got some thoughts about multicasting outside of a single platform. So here's what I mean. You could literally, if you have an account think about this. I could be streaming this show right now to Ecamm's YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, their Facebook page, LinkedIn Live, Periscope, Twitch. What did I leave out? I think those are all the ones I have an account on. All at the same time. Now, again, people will say, well, doesn't it diminish your reach and stuff like that? That's a different show. That's a different discussion. I go back and forth. But think about that. If I produce a video, which I still do, and I publish it on my YouTube channel, you're not going to see it on Facebook. You're not going to see it on LinkedIn. You're not going to see it on Twitter. You're not going to see it on Pinterest. You're not going to see it on wherever, unless I publish it there. Now, I can share it there, and even then, depending on, most of the time, if you share your YouTube video to Facebook and you just go, hey, produce a new video, watch it. Look, I do this because I'm lazy. You know what happens? Facebook doesn't go, Kevin, thank you so much for posting a video on our platform so we can immediately drive people back to YouTube. Thank you. Here's a free Facebook sticker. No. Platforms want it to be native, which means it is on that platform. So if you were to take a video and upload it directly to YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever else, that's called native, and they'll show it more love because you're not taking anybody off the platform. But what's my point is, if I'm live streaming, I can reach more people faster. And even right now that we're just only doing this on the Ecamm page, the channel and my channel, there's also the option of playback. So believe it or not, most of your live views come in playback. So you may say, Kevin, because that's my name, Kevin, why not just do a produced video? Because the platforms love live. I mean, we've been going a little bit right now. There's comments going on. There's people watching. Excuse me. So, but while it's on here, more and more people will start watching. You can go in and you can customize it. I can change the thumbnail later. I can change the description. In fact, that's one thing that Ecamm and I have been experimenting with. We're using different thumbnails for our channels. I didn't know you could do that. Yes, you can. So the reasons that live streaming, you really ought to be thinking about it. It can be cheaper. It can be less expensive. You can reach more people. You can reach more people faster. It allows you to be more authentic. And again, this is not a knock against produced video. I still love produced video, but it may take me a few hours. Let's say I shoot a video and it takes me an hour or two to shoot it, and it takes me 3 to 4 hours to edit it. And then I've got to upload it and do stuff like that. So I could easily spend a day or two on a video where I can maybe the graphics you saw today, I created in probably 10 or 15 minutes. I had my notes. I even did a run through of the show about an hour before and just make sure everything was there. And when we're done here, I'm going to hit finish and it's going to end. And I'm done with this episode. And I could still take it. This is the beauty with Ecamm too, because it creates a file. I don't have to download it off YouTube. I can get the file off my hard drive and then chop it all up if I want to and share that other places. So, are you live streaming? And if not, why not? Maybe it's because you don't have like an amazing platform like Ecamm. So, here's what we're going to do. How would you like to win a 1 year, right? It's like 3D. 1 year subscription to Ecamm Live. If you would like a shot at it, here's what you got to do. Ready? In the comments, you have to put in, you should see me live. That's what you got to do. If you want to be eligible for a chance to win a 1 year subscription to Ecamm Live, type in the comments, you should see me live. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this roll through the rest of today, and then tomorrow I'm going to come back and pick a winner. And we're going to let you know that you won. You get all excited and stuff like that. And then you ought to tag me and Ecamm just because whatever. So one more time, if you are interested in winning, where'd it go? If you are interested in winning a 1 year subscription to Ecamm Live, type in the comments, "You should see me live." Now, I'm just going to let you know. Don't do it and get it and don't use it. Do it and get it and use it. We've already got people playing. I love that. I love that. And so you'll have the rest of today, and then we're going to draw one at random, and we'll let the winner know tomorrow. So I hope this helped you. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have some other tips that you want to share in the comments? So make sure you share that too, because again, I think these are the reasons that you really ought to consider going live. Live isn't going away. It's just not going away. And there's so many different ways of even using a tool like Ecamm Live to make your live streams look better. But if you've never, ever live stream, now's your time to get into it. Now's your time to really play with it and see what's out there and reach more customers for your business and reach more people that might be interested in supporting you and your mission and your cause. Look, video is the best way. I always say this, I believe, is to share your gifts and make an impact in the world. You have gifts the world needs to know about. So why not live stream and let people know about it? Oh, one other thing I meant to tell you, that we've been doing Behind the Live every other week. Starting this week, it's going weekly. It's going weekly. It's just going to be easier to do. So over some of the other weeks, we're going to be looking at gear and gadgets. We're going to be looking at ways to multicast. We're going to be looking at a whole different host of things. If you have some ideas you would like to see us dive into on Behind the Live, please drop that into the comments at any time, or if you want to message me, you can. You can always hit me at kevinkolbe.com and just say, hey, could you guys look at doing this? Or let Ecamm know too, because if we're not helping, then it's just taking up time. So Behind the Live now every week, every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So listen, you get out there and use those gifts and make an impact in the world. See you next time. Peace out.